pretty convinced by that, because it was not a slip of the tongue what he did. He did a full confession on tape, not once, not twice, but more than 10 times. And he did it, there were some days between it, and they were very detailed, and so I'm convinced that he told the truth. Till now, Joran always denied that Natalie died in his presence, and now he confessed that, and he told what he did with the body, and he told how he came home, what he did with the shoes. It's the complete story. Patrick was asking him, how can you be so sure that Natalie was dead? And then he said, well, I wasn't. She was just not moving anymore. She wasn't ticking anymore. And so I thought she must be dead. And then he dumped her into the ocean. And yeah, that's really shocking.
Well, he's back. The prime suspect in the disappearance of Alabama beauty and honor student Natalie Holloway is allegedly right in the middle of the international sex trade. That's right. Caught on grainy surveillance video, actually trying to recruit, according to allegations, young students, female students, promising $15,000, I believe it goes a week, to model back home in the Netherlands, his birthplace. We are taking your calls to Mary in California. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good, dear. What's your question?
Well, first I want to tell you my family, and I think you're wonderful, and your babies are beautiful.
Thank you very much. I am blessed.
Yes.
I am blessed.
Yes, you are. My question is does anybody know if Natalie's mother is going to go to Thailand to look for her?
Interesting question. To Dave Holloway, this is Natalie's father, is Beth or anyone else in the family going to Thailand? Is there any suggestion that Natalie could be alive in Thailand?
No. The first tape that Peter DeVries did back in January, it indicated that Joran Van Der Sloot disposed of her or had some help in disposing of her at sea. This part about the prostitution ring came up in that tape where apparently Joran wanted to get involved in another activity, and that activity was prostitution. So this was fairly new to him to where he wanted to get involved in.
Now, let me get this straight. Everybody with us exclusively tonight, Dave Holloway, this is Natalie's father. Refresh my recollection, Dave. Are you saying in the original Peter DeVries tape that Joran Van Der Sloot, this was hours and hours, taken over weeks of surveillance inside a high-end SUV of Joran Van Der Sloot, he said at that time he wanted to get into another enterprise?
Yes, the first one was growing and selling of marijuana, and then the other was this prostitution type ring. So there was two of those type of activities that he wanted to get into, and then as time went on, he had met a friend in Holland or over the internet or whatever, and he approached his friend about making this enterprise come true.
Enterprise? You mean prostitution?
Prostitution.
You know, in one of the articles, some of the research I was reading, they called it the Dutch sex industry entrepreneur. Translation in this country, a pimp. I wonder what his daddy has to say tonight, Dave Holloway.
Yeah, maybe hard for him to get him out of this one.
The judge.
That's right. And in that TV show last night, there was one witness who also had implicated Paulus. His involvement was a lot more than what we had originally thought.
And there's the best shot of Paulus Van Der Sloot, the judge, running from questions about Natalie missing. I'll never forget the shot of his backside running down a dark alley. Back to Rupa Mikulaneni, our producer. Where is he believed to be now? I thought he was in college in the Netherlands. What happened to that?
Well, Natalie, apparently after he was studying in the Netherlands, Peter DeVries' first videotape came out, and it caused such havoc with his life. Apparently he was worried for his life. And so he disappeared off the face of the earth for a while.
Translation, dropped out of school?
Yes.
So he dropped out of school. Do we know if that's his decision, or did the school throw him out?
We believe he dropped out. It's a little bit uncertain, but he actually disappeared. He didn't show up in Aruba. He wasn't in Holland. We don't know where he was. And then he suddenly turns up in Thailand a few months later.
Thailand. Now, I wonder why Thailand, too. Jossie Mansour, owner and managing director of Diario magazine. Jossie, what was he allegedly saying on the tapes to the young women?
He was offering them a job as models in Holland, and in truth he was trying to coax them into prostitution, in other words, into the sex industries in Holland. That's what I gathered from the tape that I saw.
Back to Deborah Pugatch with WBMA. Deborah, again, thank you for being with us. Has Van Der Sloot admitted to anyone else that we know of anything incriminating about Natalee Holloway?
Well, what we do know is there is a new witness that was a part of Peter DeVries' piece last night. The witness, who I've been told is named Celeste, told Aruban authorities or Dutch authorities last week when they questioned her that Joran did tell her the same thing he told Peter Van Der Em in Peter DeVries' first investigative report, that Natalee is nowhere anyhow. I talked to Hans Moss, the chief Aruban prosecutor, and he confirmed that for me this afternoon.
When I hear Joran talking about her like that, my gosh, he just, first you want to come through the TV and I want to kill him. I mean, and peel his skin off his face. And I think of the utter disregard he had for Natalee. And look what he's done from his friends. Look what he's done to a country. Look what he's done to everyone. It's just despicable what he has done.
Invoice, invoice. Where the heck is that invoice? Are you sure you